Welcome to A Right to Know. I'm your host and producer, Sherry B. And today we have a testimonial. I have an amazing warrior lady from the US named Kristi M, who actually, unsolicited, she wrote a comment about how MasterPeace is helping her. And so I've invited her to come on and share her experience and her testimonial in hopes that it'll help many others out there, because we've been finding, as you've seen on many of my shows on MasterPeace, that's one word, PEACE, MasterPeace, with Dr. Robert O. Young and with Matthew Hazen and with Caroline Mansfield, who's been testing on people. And they've been finding under a microscope graphene oxide and other nefarious heavy metals and forever chemicals in people's bloodstreams. And in cases, we've had slides where you can see the hydrogel is surrounding what looks like a microchip. So apparently this graphene oxide is assembling into people's systems, into microchips and biosensors, etc. And it doesn't matter if you got the jab or not. That's the thing, because they're finding these, graphene, etc., in things such as chemtrails and many other ways of, obviously, seems to be that some people are hell-bent on getting this stuff into our systems. So I'd just like to take a moment and thank everyone for tuning in. And also, please do consider, and you've probably seen many of our shows and maybe you haven't taken advantage of our sponsors, like mypillow.com/Sherry, SHERRY, or just go to mypillow.com and use promo code Sherry, SHERRY, and you can get up to 66% discount on certain items. So it's really helpful to you and helpful to our country and the show, and people whose voice, like Kristi M, who will be on in just a moment, help us support all the viewers and each other. So My Pillow, also locals. If you can join our locals and support our show for a minimum of $5 a month, it is much appreciated. And as you can see, we're really ramping up and doing some unbelievable shows and bringing forth this information that's critical to us moving forward as we the people into the utopia that we want to create. And then finally, and what this is on today, is we're going to talk about MasterPeace, which I've been taking myself for a couple of months. And we're inviting on Kristi M from the US. So stand by and I'll bring her on after I'm going to read you her testimonial. So I just wanted to mention that Kristi M actually went to nursing school for 2 years. So we talked a little bit off camera, and I think that's an important fact to know, because she knows how to navigate through the medical system, and I don't think they really liked that. And she mentioned that there's a patent number, and that there's an MEMS implanted acoustic sensor that was put into her, and she looked up and saw the patent and the doctor's name, and it works and has Bluetooth capacity. So this is one of the things that she proved that was implanted in her. But yes, so she did have 2 years of nursing school. So thanks for tuning in. MasterPeace, grab yours and start getting those heavy metals and forever chemicals out of your system and what they're assembling into. We need those out. Kristi writes in just recently, I have been desperately trying to get help with my case and to show people how badly they experiment on us. I was injected with various vaccines over a 7-year period. When I almost died and saved myself and started questioning them, I have been terrorized. Now they don't have the records of the injections/vaccines. I can barely touch a phone/computer and can't be in a building with wireless equipment or Wi-Fi. I'm using the MasterPeace, and it's amazing how it's helping me. My skin jumps like little electrodes are inside being simultaneously turned on. I lost 3 jobs because of mysteriously getting sick, and after getting away from the wireless equipment, got better. I figured out the connection and shut my own down and stay away from social media except a few minutes a day to check for messages and speaking out about it for a minute. One button pushed could probably kill half of the population wherever 5G was installed during COVID. We got one about half a mile from my house. I worked right by it and got weak, angry, and my cartilage was coming apart on my hands and feet. So, without further ado, and you can see why I've invited her to come on to share with you, I welcome Kristi M. to A Right to Know. Kristi, thank you so much for being on today.
Thank you.
So I just read your testimonial, and you and I only spoke for a few minutes before we started our broadcast today. So there's a lot I don't even know yet. So please tell us your situation, what happened, and if the vaccines you mentioned, if it was also the COVID vaccines.
No, I didn't get the COVID vaccine, but I don't know what they gave me. I got one PCR that was a pneumonia vaccine, and something wrapped around my bicep and grew down my arm. And when I told them that in Rochester at the Mayo Clinic, they just laughed at me. I used antiparasitics and soaked my thumb in it for about a month, and it stopped. And then they tried to say they were going to force me to get the second half. I only got one dose. Found out that shot was discontinued because it was bad. And so they gave me these injections, and I started my blood pressure was up to over 200 over 100 a couple of times, and I was dying. I was heavy, and I was thick, and my heart hurt. I kept going to the hospital for chest pain, and they kept saying, nothing's wrong with you, nothing's wrong with you. My head, I kept getting these weird feelings in my head. I'd go to the doctor, nothing's wrong. I said, okay. I have been to numerous doctors. I've showed them my x-rays. I've told them what's happening. So I put two and two together with the Wi-Fi and the injections with the graphene. And I went to the HIV clinic here, and I says, I need the records of all these injections. I stopped letting them do anything in 2017. I went all natural. I've been all natural food. I changed everything. The doctor, she miraculously said, we don't have those records. She gave me my records for 6 months, and that was it. Won't give me my records for the injections.
At what point did you start taking MasterPeace? Because you mentioned
2 months ago, and I have been oh my God, my body stopped jumping around. Within 2 weeks, my friend Patty got it for me because I couldn't afford it at the time. And she got it for me, and within 2 weeks, my body stopped jumping. I started being able to talk again. I mean, I couldn't talk. I was so tight because of the sound in my head. I couldn't even talk to people. I just sat in my house all the time. 2 months. That's when I wrote the letter. I got back and got active again. I started trying to get it out. I started letting people know that MasterPeace. Oh my, I'm just like, I told him, I said, this isn't just about getting metals out of your body. This stuff is a miracle because of what it's doing for me. If you feel like the metals are bothering you and something is bothering you, turn off all your Wi-Fi. I started using Faraday. I got the material and I put it over me. And when my body started jumping, I knew that it was the radiation. So, and when I turned off my Wi-Fi, and when I cleared it for a week, and then I turned it back on and I started getting sick, I knew the connection, then I knew it was. So do that. Test yourself. Do little things.
And Dr. Robert O. Young always talks about it's chemical and radiation poisoning. You'll hear him say over and over again. And please do watch the shows that we've had recently on MasterPeace. Any show that you see linked below, please watch it. It shows test results and everything. And I'll pop into this show. As you can see, we've done some testing on baseline, which is starting off right before taking MasterPeace, 35 days and 90 day. And now they're expanding the people that they're testing for these forever chemicals and graphene, and showing how MasterPeace is helping. And because we're continually being bombarded with these forever chemicals and heavy metals, we need to continue taking a MasterPeace. So they have the MasterPeace, and that's the essential, the liquid drops. It lasts about 2 months, and you can take 5 drops in the morning and 5 drops in the evening as recommended, or you can do 3, 3, and 3, meaning 3 in the morning, 3 in the middle of the day, and 3 in the evening. And it's not quite as strict as when you're taking homeopathic remedies. Just make sure your mouth is clean and maybe you haven't eaten for a few minutes and you're not going to eat for a few more minutes on either end of taking that. It's pretty simple. And that was the advice of Caroline Mansfield and Dr. Robert O. Young. And then also on the link, and you have to get it from the link. So you'll see a link along the bottom of the show and in the show description. And please use it and share it with everybody you know. And that's another product that is on MasterPeace. It's a powder that you can mix in with your water. It's really simple. It comes with a scooper. So that's also for detoxing. Before you said you couldn't even get on a phone call like this.
No, I'm doing good. Every day I can turn on my Wi-Fi for about an hour and watch TV. So I can do that now. I can check my email and I'm talking to you and I'm okay. But my health is so much better. As long as I keep everything off, I'm just like back to normal. I'm back. I work in my garden every day. I'm out playing. I take my dog to the park every day. Oh yes, I'm back to living.
Kristi M., thank you for joining me today on A Right to Know, and keep getting better, okay? Because we need everybody on the front lines here. So
thank you.
Thank you. And God bless you, and also your friend, Patty, and everybody else. Make sure to keep it tuned. Grab the link below for your MasterPeace, and we'll see you back again soon, because you have a right to know.